Hi there and welcome to London Visited, and today we're over in Crystal Palace and we're going to Lightopia. It's the first day it's open, so we're going to bring you all of the lights and everything they've got on display here in Crystal Palace. So welcome to Lightopia 2022. Now this is the second year we've been here, and I must admit after last year's I ummed and ahed and only bought a ticket last minute. So there are tickets available, but I'm so pleased I did because this year is so much better than the last. So Lightopia is taking place over at Crystal Palace, underneath the mast in Crystal Palace Park. And it's on until the 2nd of January. So if you're thinking of getting down here, you need to get your skates on. By the way, there's good ticket availability as well. Right at the start of Lightopia, not only have you got a few of the light exhibitions, but you've also got this funfair area as well. So just be aware, you might get pulled into that before you go and see any of the light exhibitions. With a lot of these light displays, they're actually behind ropes, but the closer you get to the rope, the more and more visible they become and the more and more effective they look. Some of the things they've got just make you think, I never even thought of that. And here are musical windows. Yes, I hadn't thought of that either. Now, just don't forget, there is music playing here, and the music and the lights are going in time. But of course, we can't play you the music because YouTube won't allow us to do so. But just take my word for it. Now we go from musical windows to something completely eclectic. Are you ready for this? Do you remember the Clangers? Yeah, if you're from the UK, then you may well remember the Clangers from the 1970s at least. Well, I haven't seen them around for ages, and here they are at Lightopia. So I would imagine for many children coming up, they'll just go, they're nice pink things. For anyone else that's a little bit older, they'll look at it and go, crikey, I tried to forget them years ago. Also, they've got it nicely set up for a nice photo opportunity under the dome there. And then if you look to the left, there's the Soup Dragon. And if you're a certain age and you just don't remember it, go Google it. Just put in the Clangers TV programme. And we go from the Soup Dragon to this dragon, who's sort of surveying the whole of Lightopia. So while the dragon continues turning his head and surveying what he's going to eat next, how about us? What are we going to eat next? Well, the good news is, as you go around the trail, you've got lots and lots of different places to have snacks, burgers, drinks, and all the rest of it. So they've actually spaced those out as you go around the whole light trail. So have no fear. If someone all of a sudden starts feeling hungry or thirsty, there's something just around the corner. Although these guys have all found something to eat themselves. Yes, here we have a group of wasps, and one is on the side of an acorn, which is here, but it's the other ones that are quite interesting because they seem to be eating pizza. Like wasps or not, this is certainly a striking piece of the light exhibition. And just to show they've got in the detail, there you go, there's the discarded pizza box. Now this next part of the light trail is absolutely beautiful. So here you've got a trail of green and blue hearts, which we'll show you in a second, but shining up at the trees you've got lasers, and they're all moving across. And the effect it gives you is this, which makes it look like there's millions and millions of insects going around. And then of course the light given off from the hearts, the blue and the green, really lights up the foliage that's behind it, makes it a really beautiful area. Now if you fancy getting down here or want some more information, then you go to london.lightopiafestival.com. They go put it on the screen for you as well. That will give you more information, and also that's the place to get tickets as well. But do make sure you put in London if you're going to go to the London one, because they've got them all over the country as well. Right, let's talk accessibility. So the good news is there aren't any steps at all, so it's all quite flat. There's a bit of hill, so you just got to be aware of that. Now most of it is just normal concrete paths, but there are times that you go off and it gets a little bit muddy. I know when I went, there'd been a couple of days of rain beforehand. They'd put some boards down where it was really muddy, but the mud was coming up around the edge. So just be aware, if you're coming down, welly boots might be a good one if it's been raining recently and it could be a little bit muddy. muddy, but just be aware of that. Now certainly the displays, I think, in this area are probably the most colourful. They're also probably the most Christmassy. As you've seen so far, whilst you've got baubles, you've got lots and lots of different types of animals and lots of sort of things hanging from trees. Here it feels really, really festive with the candy cane and also the giant bauble. And on the other side of that, we're also going to show you the giant Christmas tree they've got here as well, which is completely different. I'm not quite sure about the rabbit hiding behind the bauble. If you look really, really closely, it seems to have got some evil eyes. Anyway, the reason for going around the bauble, because inside the bauble, you've got a gingerbread man. Maybe that's why he's got the evil eyes. He's eyeing up the gingerbread man to eat once we're gone. Yep, I know, I need to get out a lot more. Now all around the trail you've got benches, and in this section by the benches you've also got a light illumination, and this ring here was brilliant because there you go, as you look through you've got a witch on a broomstick. One thing I absolutely love is this tree, and no, it's not out of focus, they're almost like pom-poms around a sort of tree shape, and it really does look effective with all of the different colours there. I think what also adds to it here is the carpet that you've got of all different colour lights which are flashing on and off, and when they do that it really does bring this whole area beautifully to life. Now you're probably watching this and didn't see Lightopia from last year, so I'll put a link to the video that we did on that last year up in the top right hand corner, so afterwards you can go in there, have a look and see how the two compare. Now you've seen quite a few of the different light displays, I think you've got to probably agree it's quite an eclectic mix of different types of light sculptures. They're all different in their own ways, and you really don't know what's coming up next. Really hope you're enjoying our video here at Lightopia for Christmas 2022, and if so, do us a favour, give us a big thumbs up. That'll help us get this video spread out on YouTube more, so more people can love London as well. And if you've not subscribed already, you want to hit that button because we've got so many more videos to come between now and Christmas Day. I love this, just very, very simple. Fairy lights round a tree, make them flash. This reminds me of Kenwood House last year as well. So as I said, they really have stepped up to the mark Lightopia this year, adding more detail. Last year, this was quite dark. If you're thinking of coming down here, you can drive, there's plenty of car parking space. Alternatively, you can get the overground train and it's to Crystal Palace, which is nice and easy, and it's about 25 minutes from central London. What I really love is the way that Lightopia has really evolved from last year. Now this is something that I've seen over at Kew Gardens for the last couple of years, and it's brilliant to see that they're doing it over at Utopia. So what you have here is you've got the giant lake, and in the lake they're actually spraying the water into the air, and then they're projecting video onto that, and that's what you can see. So what they're actually using is the spray as the backdrop for the video. As you can see, it's really effective, but one thing you just need to be aware of, if the wind's blowing in the wrong direction, you do get slightly wet from this spray. But stand back, buckle up and enjoy. For me, this had to be the most impressive part of the videos, the soldiers marching on the video. And then of course, how can you have a Christmas display without the Christmas man himself? as the angel takes to the sky and we end this piece of display here on the lake, I can tell you we've also covered angels in Regent Street, as well as down Piccadilly, St James's, etc. So if you fancy seeing those videos, we put them in a playlist called Christmas 2022, and it's all the London videos that we've shot this year showing Christmas. So if you fancy seeing that, that's up in the top right hand corner for you. I certainly think Lightopia have really stepped up to it this year, and it's so much better than last year's display. In fact, I was slightly disappointed with last year's, so well done to you, Lightopia. I don't know, give me a bridge or an archway with some fairy lights and I'm happy, and this made me very, very happy. It's only simple, but they've done it really, really effectively. And also the other great bit is this part of the park is quite dark, so it really does show up well. Now, if you don't know this Crystal Palace park that well, in part of it they have this, dinosaurs, which have been here since the 1800s, these dinosaur models in the lake. So well worth coming to have a look at those alone. And now something colourful and squiggly before we hit the end. So what did you think of Lightopia 2022? Let us know in the comments down below. Also, let us know what was your favourite feature. It'd be really interesting to know. So thank you very much for watching. I'm going to leave you with our video up in the top right hand corner of Kew Gardens, so you can have a look at that and see how that compares to Lightopia. Thanks again for watching. See you in there. By the way, if you're thinking, why is he now doing this at the beginning? I've had some feedback. So if you like it, let me know. If you don't like it, let me know. I can change.